Hello, all my dear friends. This is Maxine Taylor with my astrological forecast for everybody. Everybody. Uh, the November forecast. Um, and what I'm going to give you details on how to get through the month because some of you already know Mercury is going to go retrograde. And this is always a challenge for people. So let me look. I've got notes here. I don't want to leave anything out. Um, okay. I'm calling this month Out with the Old, In with the New. When Mercury goes retrograde, first of all, it rules communication, correspondence, and transportation. It rules our mouth and our minds. And I have noticed over the years that I've tracked it that when Mercury is retrograde, Murphy's Law says, good, my turn. And anything that can go wrong seems to do so. And that's because what we are dealing with, uh, what we should be dealing with, because it will work, is tying up the loose ends of unfinished projects. I don't know about you, but I had bags of things in different closets that I would never use anymore. And I thought, time to get rid of all that. And it feels so good. So, are you going to start a new job, which is a new project under the retrograde um, Mercury? It's not a good idea to do that because whatever you start during the retrograde will either fizzle out completely or have to be redone when Mercury goes direct. And I'm going to share that with you, of course. Um, let's see what else. This is going to be short and sweet. Oh, those of you who have either worked with me or have bought my book, Secrets from the Womb, the pact that controls your life or runs your life. I remember trying to decide which one of those words to use. I don't have one of the books in front of me to read. Um, I am teaching people how to do that. And if you are interested in a groundbreaking subject that I'm teaching, please go to my website, MaxineTaylor.com, and write me a note, send me an email, and I will talk with you about it. I'm doing it in workshop form with some beautiful people. So if you would like to learn how to help people move through the programming that we received when we were in mom's, boy, that was wild, mom's tum tum. Let me know, and I will see how many people have signed up, and we'll find a place for you. Okay? All right, now let's talk about November. Well, first of all, we had a new moon yesterday. Yesterday is, yes, comma. Today is November 2nd. It's been weird. It has been busy. And I want to thank all of you who have been so patient with me when you've sent in a request for a reading. And I said, I will get to it in the shortest period of time I can, hopefully less than a week. But it has been, I know that the shadow of the retrograde Mercury um, began today, but I've been feeling it for about a week or two. Have you? Because it's some of us are very, very sensitive. Okay, so the new moon was yesterday. It fell in 9 Scorpio 35. Find 9 Scorpio, 9 degrees, 35 minutes of Scorpio in your birth chart. And this is where things started moving forward. Whatever house this new moon was in, that's the area that started coming alive. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Uh, oof. And so it will be growing for 2 weeks. Now, the full moon will be November 15th. And prior to that, the energy all over the world is going to feel like you're tightening a violin string, and you're tightening it, and tightening it, and tightening it until it pops, it tears. That's the tear is the full moon. And that's when things come to a head. By the way, I'm still giving my full moon ceremonies at Phoenix and the Dragon. And if you don't live in Atlanta, please join my free full moon ceremony online. People have told me how it has helped them. And if I can serve you in that way, I would be delighted to do so. Okay, so back to the full moon with Mercury retrograde, you know. Now let's talk about Mercury retrograde for a second, one more time. Mercury, before it goes retrograde, enters the shadow of the retrograde. And the shadow feels just like it is retrograde Mercury. However, Mercury goes retrograde on the 26th of the month. So you got a couple of weeks where everything starts getting confused. And on the 26th, that is when it is in full-fledged retrograde. Be aware of that. What are you going to do when Mercury's retrograde? You're not going to start a new project because it'll either fizzle out completely or have to be redone within the year. I have tested it. Don't try this trick at home. So, what you're going to do is tie up the loose ends of unfinished business. And feng shuiing your house is a terrific way of doing it. I'm in the middle of feng shuiing mine. And I'm feeling so excited about it because my mantra, and maybe yours at this point in time, please feel free to borrow this. Out with the old, in with the new. And when I say the old, I mean the things that are no longer working for you. You do not have to save bank receipts from 30 years ago. Does that tell you what I have seen in my students' charts, in my students' lives, in my life? So this is like giving you an opportunity to start a new chapter in your own life. So let's talk about the new and the full moon. All right. On yesterday, we had a new moon and the energy started growing. That moon was in 9 Scorpio 35, 9 degrees, 35 minutes of Scorpio. Find that in your birth chart and you'll get a true picture of what is going on. Now, I'm going to describe the full moon in your sun chart, your solar chart, for each sign, like I always do. Take both of those reports and blend them, and you will have a really great picture of how things have started growing. Okay? The full moon is 2 weeks later, on November 15th. It is in 24 degrees of Taurus. On the full moon, everything pops. It's like if you were tuning a violin and you were tightening the violin string and you tightened and tightened and tightened until the string broke. That's how the full moon acts. We feel this as a relaxation on a physical level, but it also takes away a great deal of stress for you, from you. Okay. You can see I'm feeling it because my vocabulary is limited today. I see that very often in people. And when I look in the mirror, you know, it is what it is. So Mercury goes retrograde on the 26th. Thanksgiving is the 28th. Plan accordingly. All right. And Mercury will go direct in December. We'll talk about that in December. But I'm going to give you the usual placement, the usual movement of the planets. I'm having trouble reading my own handwriting, of course. The sun is in Scorpio. Now, Scorpio is a psychic detective. Scorpio is, I think, the most powerful sign in the entire zodiac. It's all or nothing. It's ruled by Pluto and Mars. Interesting. Pluto's in control. Mars is let it rip. So it is in control, giving you an opportunity to grow psychically. On the 21st, it moves into Sagittarius, and you're saying, I am spreading my wings and I'm taking off running. In this case, flying. And I love Scorpio. It gets a bad rap. That's not fair. I have Scorpio friends who are amazing. So, on the 21st, the energy changes. Now remember, everything is unsettled. Mercury being in the shadow of the retrograde and then the actual retrograde. However, the sun will move into Sagittarius on the 21st. By the way, the only two planets that never go retrograde, the sun and the moon. Venus, the planet of love and money and beauty, it is the lesser benefic. It's lovely. It has been in Sagittarius, and so you want your freedom. You have loved your freedom. You have enjoyed your freedom. And Sagittarius rules with people from other lands. It rules higher education. It rules traveling to these different places that you've always wanted to visit, perhaps. On the 11th, Venus moves into Capricorn. Capricorn, well, Jupiter rules Sagittarius, so it's affable, it's fun, uh, it is the greater benefic. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and the energy changes. Saturn is a very serious, practical, logical sign. You don't mope, you don't hope, you cope. And so there is more of a serious note to money, to love, to beauty, and to art, to everything that Venus represents. And it's powerful and it's lovely. I've noticed that if it's afflicted in your birth chart, you will have a sweet tooth. No comment. No comment. Yeah, I got that. And that's why I buy fruit, so I won't be tempted by chocolate. Okay, moving along, moving along. Mercury is in Sagittarius, okay? And that's where everything starts. it Sag is a very truthful sign. It deals with our principles, our philosophy of life, our grand ideas. And I've already talked about Mercury retrograde. Enough said. You get it. Mars, boy, Mars, the planet of passion. It rules war. It rules fighting. It rules passion. And wherever it is in your chart, that represents what you'll fight with and fight for. Well, it has been in the sign Cancer, which rules your family, your work family as well. And you may find that your stomach has been upset because there may be anger at a family member, or just because you're incredibly psychic. And so uh, you'll feel it. Now, on the 3rd, tomorrow, yes, good. I'm double checking. Yes. Mars enters great, grand, glorious Leo. And, the party just doesn't start until Leo arrives. They make a grand entrance, and you want to applaud because they're so good at it. When they argue now, because Mars is war, Mars is whatever's number one, and so your pride is number one with Mars in Leo. Look and see where that falls in your birth chart, because um, there is a dramatic entrance waiting in the wings to express itself. And you want to have fun. So with Mars, which is what comes first, it can be children, it can be art, it can be beauty, anything that's fun. But you got to have fun. And so have fun, enjoy yourself. And Jupiter, the greater benefic, is in Gemini. It has been in Gemini. It is retrograde in Gemini. Ugh. Into until um, sometime in 2025. When I get to that point, I'll let you know, because even though it's retrograde, it is still delivering blessings to you. Find it in your birth chart. And in 2025, I was just learning how to write 2024 without looking at a calendar. And now here we are, almost at 2025. So when Jupiter goes direct in 2025, and I think it does in the first couple of months, all the blessings that were held up will be yours. Find Jupiter in your birth chart. And have a happy Thanksgiving. In spite of the fact that Mercury's retrograde, just double check to make sure that you have all the ingredients for your famous mac and cheese dish, or you know how long to let the turkey cook, etc. Because with Mercury retrograde, it's the little details that can trip you up. They don't have to. You still have command over your life. So, till we meet again, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.